Hey folks, welcome back to GCSE Science Simplified. In the last episode, we looked at bacteria and protists, what they are and how they cause diseases like cholera, tuberculosis and malaria. Today is part 2, where we complete the journey by focusing on fungi and viruses. These pathogens behave very differently from bacteria, and exam questions often test whether you understand how they cause damage, not just that they do. By the end of this episode, you should be able to clearly explain what fungal and viral pathogens are, how specific examples cause disease, and why viral diseases are particularly difficult to treat. Let's begin. First up, a pathogen recap. At GCSEs, a pathogen is defined as a disease-causing microorganisms. The 4 main types you need to know are bacteria, protists, fungi and viruses. And as we mentioned, in this episode, we're going to look at fungal and viral pathogens. First up, fungi. Fungi are living organisms. Some are useful, like yeast in baking, but others are pathogenic and can cause serious disease in plants and animals. A key example is Chalara ash dieback. Chalara ash dieback is caused by a fungal disease that infects ash trees. The fungus enters through the leaves and spreads through the tree's tissues. This leads to a loss of leaves, lesions or scars in the bark, weakened transport of water and minerals. Over time, the tree becomes structurally weaker and may even die. This disease is important because it shows pathogens don't just affect humans, and that plant diseases can have major environmental and economic impacts. In your exams, Chalara is often used to test the understanding of fungi as pathogens and how diseases disrupt normal biological processes. A helpful model is to think of the fungus like a blockage in the tree's transport system, stopping resources reaching where they're needed. This is what caused the problems. Next up, we've got viruses. Now, viruses are very different from other pathogens. They're much smaller than cells and technically not living. They're unable to reproduce on their own. Viruses reproduce by entering a host cell and hijacking the cell's machinery to make new virus particles. This usually damages or destroys the host cell. Let's look at 2 important examples. The first, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. HIV is a virus that infects white blood cells, specifically the helper T cells. These cells are essential for coordinating immune responses and activating other immune cells in our body. As HIV destroys these cells, the immune system becomes weaker. Over time, this leads to AIDS, or acquired immune deficiency syndrome, where the body cannot effectively fight infections and minor illnesses can become life-threatening. The key GCSE idea here is HIV does not usually kill directly. It weakens the immune system, making the person vulnerable to other infections. The next viral disease is Ebola. Ebola is a viral disease that causes haemorrhagic fever. This means it leads to damage to blood vessels, internal and external bleeding, and severe fever and even organ failure. Not good. The virus spreads through direct contact with bodily fluids, and the rapid cell damage leads to severe symptoms. Ebola is often used in GCSE questions to highlight how viruses can cause widespread tissue damage, and why controlling viral spread is critical during outbreaks. Here's a useful way when we look at comparing fungi and viruses. Fungal pathogens grow and spread through tissues, disrupting structure and transport. Viral pathogens invade cells and turn them into virus factories, damaging or killing the cells in the process. Both cause disease, but through very different mechanisms. Now's the time where we review the topic so far. Before we finish, pause and think about these questions. Why is Chalara Dieback classified as a fungal disease. How does HIV cause illness without directly killing most body cells? Why are viral diseases harder to treat than bacterial diseases? Which pathogen destroys white blood cells? Which pathogen causes a haemorrhagic fever? Try answering in full sentences. Have a think, and even speak to yourself. Let's wrap this up. Fungi are living organisms that damage tissues and disrupt transport systems. Viruses are non-living particles that reproduce inside host cells, causing cell damage. HIV, the virus, weakens the immune system by destroying white blood cells. Ebola causes severe tissue and blood vessel damage, leading to that fever. Understanding how pathogens cause disease is just as important as naming them. That completes our Pathogens Explained series. Next, we'll look at how the body defends itself. Thanks for listening. This is GCSE Science Simplified.